Welcome to yet another exciting video from Gadgets 360. So today we are going to be unboxing a new phone. It's called the Realme 5 Pro. Now the Realme 5 Pro looks like an exciting phone with very interesting specifications and also a quad rear camera setup. So we'll know more about this phone in a bit. Before we get the unboxing started, I have one request though. Please subscribe to our channel and also hit the bell icon so that you get notified whenever we publish new videos. So this here is a Realme 5 Pro, which is here with us for unboxing today. On the box, on the front, it shows a picture of the phone, obviously, along with two facts. One is that this supports Whoop Flash Charge 3.0, which is a fast charging standard, and 48 megapixel primary sensor along with a quad camera setup at the back. So let's just quickly take a look at the box first. Just the name of the phone, some basic details, and at the base there is some information about specifications, etc., but we'll get to that in a bit. So nothing really special about the box as such, so let's quickly start opening it up. Okay, so first let's take a look. We have the sleeve here, which includes some documentation, and we have a protective case, transparent one. Let's keep that aside as well. And there's nothing else in the sleeve, so the sleeve goes aside as well. Now the phone itself. So this here is the Realme 5 Pro. We have the crystal green variant of this phone, and you can see the quad camera setup here, fingerprint sensor at the back, power button on the right, volume buttons on the left, and from what I understand, 2 SIM cards plus a dedicated microSD card slot as well. USB Type-C port at the base, along with a headphone jack. So here's the USB Type-C port, phone jack, speakers. Yeah, looks alright. Let's power it up. Okay, so while it boots up, let's keep it aside for a minute and let's see what else is in the box. Okay, so this is out of the way. There's a Whoop Flash charger. Let's try and find out what it's rated at. Yeah, it looks like a 20 watt fast charger because 5 volt 4 amps. So yeah, looks like a 20 watt fast charger. I'm gonna keep it aside and see what else is here. There's a USB Type-C cable as well. So for the time being, I'm gonna just put this back and keep it aside as well. There's a little thing here in the box. This appears to be the SIM eject tool, which has been kept in a separate compartment. It's a bit unusual, but alright. Okay, so no headphones in the box, which is, well, unfortunate, I suppose. Let's put all of these things aside for the time being. So preloaded apps, you can select them, which is interesting. So let's see. We disable the installation right now. What happens? You can skip it. Nice. Okay, so skip that as well and start experiencing this phone. Okay, so this here is the Realme 5 Pro. There are some preloaded apps on this phone. I suppose you can ignore them for now. And they also have a smart assistant here. Okay, so let's talk about the specifications of this phone quickly. Now, this phone has the Snapdragon 712 processor, which we've seen before on the Vivo Z1 Pro as well. Now, apart from that, we've mentioned before that there is a quad rear camera setup, but we'll get to that in a bit. There's a selfie camera here, which is, I think it's a 16 megapixel selfie camera. So there's that. And at the back there is a capacitive fingerprint sensor, a quad camera setup, a 48 megapixel primary camera with a Sony IMX586 sensor. This is a high-end sensor that we've seen in the likes of Redmi K20 Pro and even the OnePlus 7. So the 3 other cameras here. So one of them is an 8 megapixel wide angle camera, and there are two 2 megapixel cameras here. Now, Realme says one of these is for macros and the other is for portraits. So there's that, and there's also the flash here. Apart from that, in this phone, we've already spoken about the buttons, and I should repeat that there is a dedicated micro SD card slot here for expansion. So there are 3 variants of this phone that we know of as of now. 4GB RAM, 64GB storage, 6GB RAM, 64GB storage, and 8GB RAM, 128GB storage. So we have the 8128 variant with us for review. So let's quickly check that. Some of the specifications are mentioned here: Snapdragon 712, 8GB RAM, and of course 128GB storage as well. ColorOS 6 based on Android 9 Pie is the software on this phone. So for those of you wondering, this has a 4035 mAh battery. So the battery capacity looks alright. After the review, we'll be able to tell you how long it lasts and whether it's a phone with good battery life or not. So let's quickly talk about the display of this phone. This is a 6.3-inch panel with a water drop notch, and the resolution of this one is 2340 by 1080 pixels. So full HD plus display panel, and the protection on this one is Corning Gorilla Glass 3 Plus, not 5 or 6. It's Gorilla Glass 3 Plus. And apart from that, Realme says that the screen to body ratio is 90.8%. So that was a quick unboxing and first look at the Realme 5 Pro. So what do you think about this phone? Is there any feature you'd like to see? Anything you don't like about this phone? Let us know via the comments. And for all things tech, check out gadget360.com, where soon we'll upload the full review of this phone as well.